My name is Sarah Sullivan, and I graduated Midlothian High School 2012, and I am a technology teacher now.
I'm Reagan Harrison. I mentored with Mentors Care from, I guess, fall of 2009 to spring of 2010.
In high school, I struggled a lot academically. I felt like I always had to try 10 times harder to do the same work. I had a lot of trouble fitting in because I just felt like I didn't fit in anywhere. So my at-home life was just kind of lonely. I was raised by my stepmom and my dad, and my biological mom wasn't always in the picture, and my older siblings had moved away to college, and I had a few friends, but you know, we're in high school, so everybody has different people, so I didn't have a lot of people to talk to, and I didn't have like an older influence or anybody to really speak to. I was pretty excited to accept a mentor, somebody that I could talk to and tell stuff to that they wouldn't judge me.
I got into the mentoring program. It was a few different things. I wanted a sense of purpose, maybe. You know, all my friends went off to college somewhere else, and I was at home. So how can I make, you know, my time at home mean something? So I chose to be a mentor in the program. And I don't know if it was me choosing it as much as God orchestrating that, you know, placing me in the program for Sarah at that time.
I dealt with my at-home problems and my academic problems, school problems, by avoidance, not wanting to do my work and just bottling it up and kind of disassociating with everything going on in my life. I fell behind academically, or I went to peer things that probably weren't the best, going to parties and just doing whatever I wanted to as a teenager. Reagan was my mentor, and she just listened. I was a crazy kid in high school, and I would come to her with these crazy stories, and I just remember sitting in the library, and she would just listen, and she's like, and she would be like, now, Sarah, do you think that's the right choice? And I'm like, probably not. And she's like, yeah, probably not. And I had no one to sit there and talk to me like she did. You know, if I went to my parents with these problems, it was like, well, you shouldn't do that, and you should. It was more like getting in trouble, and she was there to mentor me and talk to me about the issues that I was having. She led me in the right place. She is a very kind person, very sweet. Her temper is just always very mellow, and I admire that about her. My relationship with Reagan was almost like a sibling relationship. I looked up to her. She didn't judge what I did. She always made sure to give me the best advice, no matter what her personal feelings were about the situation. Even after high school, she continued to be a part of my life through Facebook. I remember my son, I took his shoes off and I smelt his feet, and I remember they didn't smell like a baby anymore, and they smelt like stinky feet, and I was like, I need to slow down because I'm missing everything. Watching my mentor on Facebook, she went to college, and then she got married, and then she had twins, and I watched her on Facebook and was like, I want to do that. Like, I want to become a teacher, and I want to have, you know, I want to be that. So absolutely, she helped me even after high school. After high school, I decided to go back to school and decided I did paraprofessional in Midland for a life skills class, and immediately knew that being in the classroom was where I wanted to be. And now I'm a technology teacher, and I am furthering my education and eventually want to become a high school teacher.
I would say to anyone considering wanting or thinking about being a mentor, don't let anything hold you back from at least trying it. Whether you think you're not qualified, that you might not relate to your student, whatever student you get matched up with, there will be some type of impact made. And again, you don't know the impact you could make until you try it. Once they gain your trust, you know, they're an open book. And so, you know, even if you're 2 years older than they are, you can give them someone to look up to or something to look forward to just to try to point them in the right direction.
When Reagan was my mentor, at first I was scared that it was gonna be very one-sided, like I was gonna go to a therapist and then just share my problems, and she was like, how does that make you feel? She tried to relate with things that were going on in my life, and she would tell me things about going on in her personal life, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're friends. Like, she's telling me this stuff. And at the time, like I said, you don't realize that, like, the age difference isn't that big. Like, we could relate to a lot of things, but she was old enough to be able to give me good advice, and I look back now and I'm like, there's no way that we were only like a year or two, because I thought she was so cool, and I just remember being like, tell me everything. And I'm like, tell me what to do with my life. But yeah.
What I've wanted to say to you is that I'm just so proud of where you are now, and seeing 10 years later and you make an impact on all of your students and your coworkers, and you're making a difference.
I kind of always looked up to her. I don't want to say idolized, but I looked up to her. And I didn't have a lot of people to look up to, so I just wanted to mimic what she did. And look at me, ended up in the classroom because of Reagan. Because of Raisin here.